Welcome to the live stream. Let me see if it's working. Everything. Just bear with me. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm waiting. I don't see the live stream on my. There you go. Noble TV, Mr. Noble. Sorry, we got it wrong. My apologies. I send the link on the DM so you can be part of the guest. I got a couple of people coming in. Check out your link. It's there on the DM. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I got a bunch of old people and regular people coming in. Hey, Jessica. Thanks for coming in. Much appreciated. Give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna bring the first guest. Bear with me. Sorry to be close. Look at the camera. If you're ready, put your hands like that. Are you ready? Okay, cool.
Yo, what's up?
What up? What up? What up?
What's
I
going
love
on?
that style that you got going on.
Oh,
It's very, yeah, very professional. Yeah, I got a guest in there, a new guest, and I sent the link. So hopefully he got it. It's on the DM. Follow that. I don't know if you heard about Mr. Noble TV.
yeah, I've seen him years ago, I think,
He's an
on
awesome creator. I think he's
the Noble
100.
podcast.
Oh,
I
cool.
believe I believe he was on there. If it's the same person I'm thinking about. But thank you for having me, man. Nonetheless,
Oh yeah, gotcha.
I don't know if you saw me backstage, but
Yes, I do.
I was over here, saluting everybody like they could see me already. But salute to you guys.
Ooh.
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
I'm gonna give you props and give you your flowers. Nice microphone, nice setup. Hey,
Thanks,
I
man.
like that. Let's do.
Yeah.
Me
So
too. I gotta work on mine.
this is the microphone I usually use. It's further away off camera. But
I like it like this because even though it's kind of close to your face, but the audio is much better.
yeah, exactly. And that was the thing for me. So
Not a sponsor.
I wanted to try it
Yeah.
out. Um, I almost broke the boom arm trying to get it off my desk over there.
Uh-huh.
And then I have a wooden table. Actually, hang on one second. Um, I don't know if you guys. I don't think it's gonna work. I was gonna show you guys my setup here, but I have a wooden table here,
Oh,
and
cool.
um, I was trying to get the boom arm to work, and it just wouldn't. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I have the boom arm next to me. This comes with a table tripod, a small tripod, but I was like, you know what? I want to invest in a boom arm because, first of all, they don't take up much space, and I think it's a lot better than just those table tripods that they have.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Before we continue, let me do the intro so I can be more professional because I'm way off. So bear with me.
yeah,
Welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. This is Tech for Your Needs, and today we got a couple of guests waiting for more guests. And before we continue talking and going on, there's two topics we're going to talk about. The first is the first half of the year is they pass a year, a nay, or not, and then we're going to talk about the second half, meaning what has come out. Do you like it enough to give it a pass or a fail? And we talk discuss the past and the present and the future. With that, quickly, I'm not modding nobody. I already got mods. So what I'm going to do is let's see if we got another guest. Yeah, we got Marc Sequence. If you're ready, go like this, Mark. Cool. Bring in Mark. And what I'm gonna do with my guests, I'm gonna have y'all introduce yourself. And once you introduce yourself, even though people know you, but for the new people or replay crew, let me look at the camera. So start with you, Taylor, while I see if some other guests is coming in.
all right, awesome. Yeah, so Taylor from TA Tech here. just doing your normal YouTube tech stuff, whether it be reviewing products, talking about products, and covering all of the tech needs, co- uh, tech events, and stuff like that. So, yeah, subscribe to TA Tech if you guys want to know more.
And I gotta stop you right there. You said something about the word niece. No, 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 that's my word. I'm tech for you. I'm just kidding.
I did that purposely. I did that purposely.
I know. What happened to Mark? Well, Mark will come back in my guess.
I
So
see
while he
Michael. I see Michael Pepper in the chat. Taylor's couch cast.
yeah,
Man, listen.
I love it. So can you do me a favor, since you my guest and sometimes you my co-host, one of my good friends. I'm gonna let you introduce everybody in there. If you don't mind, say the audience. If you say thanks for coming in, and I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
I'm
So,
already putting you to work.
oh man, listen. I'm I'm lazy on most days, so I need to get put to work.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh
Let me
man.
restart this thing.
Yeah, restarting.
I'll be back
Go
in a
ahead,
minute.
continue while he get ready. Thank you for that, Taylor.
So what is up, Mr. Noble? What's up, man? Uh, Jessica, how you doing? How you doing? I was I was almost gonna say your name because I saw you writing in the chat, Tech for Your Needs, but
Mhm.
Miles Tech, we see you, man. How you doing? How you doing? Bobby Warren, how you doing? Welcome. Jojo the Techie. Jojo, I cannot wait to have that podcast with you. Um, Holler at your boy. What's up? What's up? And
LaShawn.
last but not least, oh, actually, before I say that, Michael Pepper, how you doing? How you doing? What's going on, man? Um, last but not least, Sharkfin Tech. What's up, man? How are you?
So yeah, so while everybody coming in and the comic get started, so the first set of thing was announced. It was CES, and you give it a pass or it failed. Then we're gonna go to the next one that was Samsung. So let's start with CES. I give it a mid because most of the stuff don't come to fruition. It's nothing against the tech. It's been more than 40 years. How many years it's been? We love it, but I'll say 95% of the items don't come to life. They
Yeah.
just prototype. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I agree, honestly. Especially with the oh my god, that Samsung, I think it was the flip that folds backwards versus
Mhm.
forwards. Man, honestly, I'm not a foldable kind of person, but honestly, that caught my eye. Um, I honestly thought that it's pretty cool. However, I do have my concerns. One being, how many times can you flip it open and close before it starts breaking? Because honestly, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the same as the front flipping phones, but I don't know. I have doubts about it. Um,
So
the
let's talk about a product that okay, let's leave products that are not coming. Let's talk about a product that it went to, because I don't want to take away for the actual products that are here. Let's talk about I can't speak. Michael Fisher product that came out. Let's talk
Yeah,
about those that
I was
came
just
out,
about to say
if you
that.
don't mind. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say that. I think that was one of the best products that came out. Um, I heard that they're making more for other generations of products, iPhones. I cannot wait to get my hands on one. If they make one, I mean, I want to get a new iPhone at some point this year. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's gonna happen, but if I don't, then I'm gonna get one for my 13 Pro, and I want to test that out because honestly, wow. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Before, like years ago, before I got my first iPhone, I had the iPhone 4 at the time. Before I got that iPhone 4, I was gonna go for a BlackBerry because I don't know. There was just something about it that I was like, wow, I want this phone. Like, it's so neat. Yeah, I mean, the keys are a little bit small and whatever, but I don't know. There was just something about that phone that I really, really wanted it. And
Mhm.
then I I came across a friend that had the iPhone 4, and I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, give me a break.
Um,
Let me introduce the next guest, and then you can continue, if you
yeah,
don't mind.
absolutely.
Thank you. Put your finger up if you're ready, Mr. Noble. Okay, let me put him in. Hey, thanks for coming in, buddy. So introduce yourself, Mr. Noble. Can you hear me?
What's up, man?
Yeah, yeah, can you introduce yourself for the audience?
Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, I can hear feedback.
Can y'all hear me?
All right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you, but do you have the thing playing?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Now I can hear you guys.
Okay, cool. You
I'm
working?
Sweet.
trying to use my AirPods. Hold on.
So, Mr. Mobile, do you got the thing playing? Because I can hear it.
Okay, I have my headphones in.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Hmm.
Can you introduce yourself for my audience, please?
Hey, I'm Mr. Noble. I am the tech creator for Apple, Android, and also T-Mobile, and that's basically what my channel is about.
And Mark, can you introduce yourself, if you don't mind, for those in the
What's
replay
going
too?
on, guys? Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, Tech for Your Needs,
Yeah.
Nano. So, just a guy who likes tech. I haven't actually streamed on my channel in a while, but it would just be mostly content using tech, um, spontaneous. When people usually ask for advice is when I'll give it out. But my bias is heavily influenced by my love for Apple. I didn't always start with them, but I've been with them ever since iPhone, I believe, 4S. So yeah, and now Vision
Mm.
Pro.
So what we talking about is we talking about two segments. Let me explain for those that came in. Talking about what already been released. Is it pass, a nay, or yeah? And we're doing it by segment. The first topic we're talking about CES, and then we're gonna continue, and then what is to be expected on the next half. So anybody could jump in as long as be respectful, don't interrupt nobody, and just give it a chance to be able to talk. And with that said, let's go. Can you finish Taylor because he was talking?
Yeah, so like I was saying, I think the Click keyboard is really nice. Um, and honestly, it's for who it's made for. I think that it gives us that um, reminder of the past where we had the physical keyboards and just something that worked. I mean, a lot of the times now, I think that um, for the most part, everything is great. But touchscreens sometimes can be a hassle. So having that second option, I think, is pretty cool. Again, like I said, it's a blast from the past, and it's just something that everybody remembers, everybody was used to, and yeah. Um,
Okay, can I add something to that? I think it might be useful just in case your phone is working, but somehow the part of the keyboard is not working in the touchscreen. So that could be helpful as a backup. Okay, I don't have money to buy a new one, but I know this
yeah,
keyboard is saving me time, or saving me a lot of moolah until I could afford one because that part of my actual device is broken.
right,
So that could be
right,
another alternative. But now
Right.
let me put a question mark. That is, he's not the first one that done it.
no,
Ryan Seacrest did it a while back on CS. I don't know if you recall, the host of American Idol, and it was not successful. So I don't know. It
yeah,
was
no,
almost
I don't remember that honestly.
yeah.
But like I said, I think that, and I mean honestly, I think having more than one is awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
competition.
but Ryan Seacrest failed, so I don't know. But
Yeah,
your
exactly. But
opinion,
for the competition and everything, I think it's pretty good. Um, and I mean, I say this all the time, to each their own. I'm sure they both have different functions, different ways to be used. So I think that's pretty cool.
and before we continue, I want to make a disclaimer so people don't be like, "What's going on?" Mark Sequence is using the Vision Pro, so clarify that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Marc Sequence is in another world.
yeah, but Mr. Noble, what you think about CS? It's a pass, a nay, a go. I put it in the middle.
Say that again.
What you think about CS? It's a pass, a go, or in the middle? I put in the middle.
Yeah, I say about the middle too.
Yeah.
I think
And the reason I said that because most of the product, 99%, 95% don't come to fruition.
right. Yeah, because I mean it's still up in the air. We about probably about 70% there,
Right.
but there's still some stuff that's gonna come out in the next 3 to 4 weeks
Yeah, I agree.
that we probably gonna be shocked about. You know, even though Mark Gurman he puts out little things to help us to understand things a little better or to get an eye of what's coming, and we kind of have to use kind of like common sense to kind of figure those little things out.
Hmm.
So I mean,
What about you?
it's little things, you know. But you
Yeah,
just
I
got to
agree.
be able to read between the lines. But just don't take it, don't take it uh, like 100% because things can always decide to change all of a sudden at the last minute.
True. What about you, Mark? What you think about CS?
I liked it. One thing that I don't like, I'm sure we're all pretty used to seeing neat stuff, but it's a shame most of it doesn't make it out of CES, at least
Yeah.
for a very, very long time. And usually either they missed I mean, not to say where like, oh, like it existed in CES. That means it's how hard could it be to roll it out, which that's where a lot of the issue lies to get a product out and mass produced and on shelves at our Best Buys and Targets for us to get our hands on them. But a lot of times by then we're like, oh yeah, I forgot about, like not as cool or practical as I wanted, you know, as we thought at the time. Because a lot of times it's like, oh, coming out 2 years from three, coming out in 2027. Don't forget us. 3 years in advance. One thing
Right.
that did stand out to me this time around was the progress made with the transparent displays. So the television, that was the first time I think that we've seen something that large, that transparent. In addition to, I believe there were some, I forget which company, but some laptops as well that had a see-through screen on them. And I believe one of the questions I asked someone who went to CES was that for privacy concerns, you can toggle the transparency on and off for work or for coffee shop, whatever it is, so you can block the transparency on the other side of your screen. I believe it'll just black it out. But I thought that was really interesting. Hopefully, we see that.
Cool. And yeah, so like I said, I was doing this in segment. So the next segment is Sansom that came out already. What you think about that? It's a pass, a yeah, a nay. I'll give it a pass in most area. I like the Ultra. I like all the phone, but for me, the standout of all phone, it was the Plus, because you got more for the Plus for bang for your buck. So if you look at it from last year and compare, you'll be like, oh wow, the improvements are vast, proper English. So anybody could chime in.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what y'all think about Samsung devices so far?
I actually like the Samsung devices a lot. I actually wanted a iPhone 4, but I know it's probably going to be probably
Yeah.
2030 or maybe 27 or
Yeah.
30 sometime. But so I went ahead because I really, when I leave my house, like in some of my videos, I discussed this. When I leave my house, I don't like to have to take two phones or a phone and an iPad or a phone and a computer or a MacBook or whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I could just get me a phone, just stick it in my pocket. That way, when I want to watch, because I don't like watching videos on a small screen. Like I'm doing right now, I'm watching it on the iPad, you know, but I like to watch my content on a bigger screen. And if you notice, YouTube also said that more people are starting to watch it on televisions now than actual smaller devices. You know what I'm saying? And I think it makes it better. My viewing experience, because like me, I wear glasses, and I see a couple of y'all wear glasses. It's hard to see small stuff on the screen, especially when you can't really zoom
Hmm.
in on it. Zoom in on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
agree.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to also getting the Z Fold 6 when that one comes out, and I've been reading some articles, and there is a strong possibility that we could see an Ultra, a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold Ultra. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll probably either try that one or I might try both of them just to do the comparison.
Yeah, for me, it's for me since we're talking about everything. Um, the thing is, for the phone that just came out so far, I think the S24 Ultra. I mean Plus. It's the one that got the bang for the buck. And I don't know if
Right.
y'all agree, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of everything from last year. It's a lot of improvement out of the whole line. Yes, we got the AI, but those are incremental improvement for year to year. But that one, it had a little more leap and bounds for me. I don't know if anybody
Right.
agree.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't I don't own one. I don't own a 24 or 23 or 21. Like I said, I've always used iPhones. And I have, like I said, the Z Fold 5. Now, since the 6.1 came out, I got to actually enjoy some of those features, from the One UI 6.1. So I got to try out, the search where you circle the picture and go to stuff like that, and I'm still kind of going in there.
Yeah. Anybody
Tech,
go ahead. Y'all could chime in.
tech for your needs, if you don't mind. I just want to highlight Sharkfin's comment there.
Oh, put
Uh,
it back again.
so yeah, this is a new mic. I've been using this for God, well over a year maybe. Um, I actually got this thanks to Michael's Tech Talk from Ireland. And yeah, I mean, I love it. I was moving things around and I decided to get this off the tripod and use it this way because I mean, I've seen videos and stuff. This thing has amazing quality sound and everything. So why not put it to good use? I feel like getting closer to your mouth is a lot better than having it, all the way out here, like I usually do at my desk when I'm live streaming. So that's why I decided to do this today. Plus, I was coming over here to my podcast slash live stream uh,
Couch.
couch. So why not? Yeah, the couch podcast, as Tech Feed needs likes to say.
Yeah, and I'm and audience, y'all could put your questions, and we try to answer to the best our ability. So we're working on the first half of the year, what has been out, and anything you want to add, go ahead. Sequence.
For so far for the first half for me or
Yeah,
from
for the first
CES or in
half.
general.
In general, it's open. Anything that came out so far.
Well, right now Vision Pro, it's been crazy, 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 crazy. I try to shut up about it, but I've been able to. I believe I mentioned it on a one or two podcasts, but uh, I kind of wasn't trying, and just because I was pretty obsessed with it is I've set about a 50-hour plus record in this thing. About a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Been trying to use it more and more, and eventually, the most important thing would be to get your fit right. The light seal, try a couple of them. Luckily for me, I mean, unless I just tolerated it better, I'm not sure. But the weight disappears for a little bit. I prefer I like when something has heft to it. So already,
Mhm.
I do like the premium feel of a device, like for example, a Pro Max stainless steel, now titanium, but something just with heft to it. I've always liked it. I haven't minded too much, but it's almost you can forget about it. Some of the best tech does disappear or integrate seamlessly, but it is still nice. Like if you turn faster, almost like a gentle, subtle reminder. Hey, don't forget you're also you are in this piece of tech right now. So, but no, I haven't mounted it. It's great. I'm already, I believe, 4 or 5 of the developer beta updates so far since
Mhm.
launch weekend. I think what was that, February 2nd, February 5th when I picked mine up. It's like 5 updates so far already.
I got a question.
Wow.
I heard, I don't know if it's
Mhm.
true, but I haven't read the article that they used it for an operation. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, it's already being used by surgeons. So picture this, because I also brought this up with someone else. Imagine if you've ever tried to help somebody with, like, hey, can you come over here and take a look at this, right? And then you want to get their point of view, but they're in the way, or 2 or 3 people are same thing. Like you have to stand right here where I'm standing and look from right here. You can see what I'm trying to show you. You need that person's point of view, but that person is in the way. That with something like this, you can see exactly what that person is seeing. 2, 3, 4, 5 people can see the exact point of view of the main surgeon, the main doctor, and you're able to have 2 or 3 specialists from different medicine, different disciplines sharing their, in that moment, sharing their expertise. Like, oh, watch out for this, or take a look at that. And so it's we're only barely getting to scratch the surface of the of what this technology is going to be able to unlock.
Cool. Okay, I can't wait to see what else is coming. Let me read this comment and bear with me because I
Well, I
got
mean,
my
it's already
yeah.
here, so don't it's in stores now. Go buy it. Get the demo at least. Get free demo.
Yeah, I need to go, but I'm being lazy.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me.
It's all
I'm
good.
12 minutes away from the store, but I haven't cared enough to go because I'm gonna stay with the itch and I don't have the money, so that's even worse. To be honest, let me read this comment.
Tech Vietnamese,
Let me,
before you read
go
that,
ahead.
I understand you completely because I did the demo and
You got upset.
I don't know what I want more, a new phone or the Apple Vision Pro.
Save your money. Save it up, man. Save it up. Vision Pro. That's where it's at. Hands-free, heads-up display. I can have multiple iPads, multiple phones. It's the best phone, tablet, MacBook right now. Come on.
Okay,
Yeah,
but let me ask you this: do you go out with it? Please say no.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I can drive in it.
Okay, we'll talk more
What?
later.
Drive with it
yeah,
on.
so let me read this comment quickly. I don't want to forget my audience either. It says the S24 is nice, but this OnePlus 12 has me spoiled with way better battery life and super fast charging. That's true. Anybody want to reply to that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, before anybody reply, yeah, it got a lot of RAM and
As,
everything, but the OS is different. But go ahead, Taylor.
as far as Android goes, I'm more of a Pixel person, so um, I don't know much, but I have heard that the OnePlus is a really decent device.
But what
Yeah,
I heard, and y'all could correct me if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I interrupt anybody. For your bank of bug, you get a lot. But go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I've seen videos and stuff, and I think that it's a like I said, decent device, and um, if you like OnePlus, then go for it. Definitely. I mean, compared to last year's model, I don't know if it's worth the upgrade, but I also want to shout out my friends in the chat. I know
Yeah, go ahead.
some of you guys are in here. Thanks for joining. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to ignore anybody, but
we
you
we don't
know,
have access. We can't reply.
Yeah, we can't reply. Yeah.
We can't reply to you guys. Sorry.
We're just too lazy. No, I'm kidding.
No, we're
Yeah.
not. He's lying. And
Okay,
I
let me
haven't
see what
tried
it
Android
says.
yet since making the move over to Apple in the iPhone 4S. I have been noticing that the designs of the phone, the designs of most of the Android phones have been pretty dang good looking. And one of my favorites so far is the latest Pixel. So for sure, I'm like, oh, that thing, it's nice and shiny and
Yeah.
tempting. It's enticing.
Yeah. I mean, I have
Yeah,
the.
and you don't want to read this question if you don't mind.
Sure.
Take it over. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I have the Pixel 4, and honestly, like I do want to upgrade. My whole family is Apple, so well, in the house anyway. My parents are Apple, so they're just like, why are you gonna get a? They're, they're like, why do you have a second phone, first of all, and why do you want an Android phone all of a sudden when you've been Apple all your life? And I'm just like, I mean, I like to test different things out, and to be honest, the 13 Pro isn't that bad. It's not like it's broken or anything. It's just, at some point
It's
I'm
not
gonna
new
have to
anymore.
upgrade. Yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
not new
I mean,
anymore.
it's decent and it works,
We
but
have problems.
I want to try something else. They just
So
don't get
which
they just don't get
you s-
the life of tech. You know what I mean?
which yeah, of course. Which Pixel did you say you have?
Pixel 4, and
And
that's
what's the
thanks
newest one?
8.
Hey,
Yeah,
Pixel 8,
Damn.
and the
yeah.
9 is on the way.
Did the Fold come out yet? Pixel Fold?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
if you're speaking Noble. I can't hear you. But go ahead.
the Pixel 9 is about to come out. Yeah, the Pixel Fold has already come out,
Okay.
Yeah.
and
First
we
gen
got
still?
another.
For
It's supposed to be another. It's supposed to be another Pixel Fold coming out this year, at the end of this
sweet.
year.
Okay, yeah. Is your output, Mr. Noble? Also, good to meet you. I don't think we've interacted, but is your microphone set to the AirPods or set to the computer, or what are you? It sounds like you're far away.
It's set to my
Thank you for
AirPods.
that.
Yeah, because it.
Hold on, let
Yeah,
me see. Audio settings.
Yeah, it was working,
I
but
know
now it's
sometimes.
echoing.
No, yeah, because sometimes like the device settings or computer settings is different from browser settings, and sometimes it'll interfere or it'll jump back and forth. In addition to here on Streamlabs, or like if it was StreamYard, you have to sometimes force it to use the input that you want it to use. So sometimes they don't all link up.
Better?
I hate when
Yeah,
that
Sequence,
happens.
can you read
Stupid
this
tech.
question if you don't mind?
Me?
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What do you think of the folding screen laptops versus dual screen laptops? Personally, Apple doesn't make one yet, and I know that that's the cliche answer, but it would be really neat to get to be able to get my hands on one of those, or like if dual boot was an option, which is strange that dual boot was an option for Apple computers, but not the other way around. You can't boot Mac on Windows, right?
Yeah, that's true. What happened to the hack they used to be able to get Macs on computers on Windows? Remember? I forgot the name of it.
I don't
I
remember
don't
that, but I
know.
think it was boot with Boot Camp. I know one of my
Yeah,
cousins
Bootcamp,
had
that's
that.
what
He
it's
was able
called.
to do. Was that it? Boot Camp. He was able to
Yeah,
have yeah, Windows or Mac on his Mac, but not. I've never seen someone run Mac on a Windows. I'm not sure if it was for school or why that feature was enabled or how he did that.
oh, and also remember back in the days before we continue for the next half of the year, quickly, people was able to use the regular Windows computer, but it's all for the Mac.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you recall that. But yeah, what y'all think what's coming up in the next year? Is what's your anticipation? Me, it's the Pixel Fold 2. Hope they do it justice.
Yeah, definitely. Um, for me, I mean, other than the iPhone 16 series, I really don't know, honestly. I think Apple Watch, and just smartwatches in general. I've been, eyeing other smartwatches and stuff. So, it would be cool to see and experiment with something else. Um, Google watches in particular, I think are pretty decent. I mean, yeah, we have obviously better watches out there, but I think Google is doing an amazing job. Um, and just for the form factor, I mean, I know a lot of people think it's small, and I mean, uh, I guess maybe for me it'd be small as well, but um, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I was gonna say
I
something. Go ahead.
I just want to like. I think a lot of people would agree. I really want to see another form factor for Apple Watch. Not a circular form factor, but something else. Because we've had pretty much the same thing for many years. Hearing that we're gonna change, um, and nothing's happening yet. So
Well, I'm gonna throw it back to you, and I'm gonna go in the route of psychology. So people are familiar with stuff, and the familiarity is the one. Oh yeah, is the one that carries away. Because some people are like, oh, the round circle, but then again, the OS is already custom to the square, so maybe some
but
things could get cut off. I don't know. And people are like, familiarity also bring. Oh, I know this product from a mile. I know it's Apple. You get my point.
yeah. No, but like even with the flat edge design that we were supposed to get with the Series 9, I think it was, or the Series 8,
Mhm.
um we never got that. I'm still waiting for something like that because honestly, like I like that design. You know, keep it like you have with the iPhone and the iPad and stuff like that. I think having the same kind of design, so to speak, across the line would be amazing. Um, I mean, given they're taking
Mhm.
years to do it, but I think that once it's there, a lot of people are gonna enjoy it.
So I had a question. What is the wish list for the device that you most anticipating for the year to come out? What do you want it really to do? And for me, it's the iPads. I'm in love with iPads since day one, and I said it and I scream on top of my lungs. That's the best device to ever come because of the portability. Look, I'm still rocking a 2020 and still fast. I could prove it to everybody. See, so no worries in that department. For me, I wish that one thing we could do with these ones is have better compatibility with external monitor.
Yeah,
And what I mean, just not mirror. Yeah, it's not gonna be Dex. Okay, that's fine, but at least work a little bit more better because this is also good for students that don't have a lot of money. They could buy a $20 keyboard or a combo for $30 and plug into the they dorm or whoever and stuff like that. Not only for them doing presentation and business and stuff like that is very useful, and that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, we're gonna change the camera location. We might have OLEDs and stuff like that, but that's a given, because that's
yeah.
to be expected. Every year it's gonna
Right.
get better. So
I honestly, for me, I think, I mean, we have it all, but again, I think when it comes to um, something that I don't know, honestly though, because for me, I think the Apple Watch is really outstanding. Um, I think the only thing for me would be software side and not so much hardware. For me, I think adding some different sounds and stuff and customization for sounds on the Apple Watch, I think would be amazing because I have sounds that I would love to see on Apple Watch on my iPhone, and I would love to have the same kind of thing because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I barely ever have sound on my watch as things are flying out on the screen. But anyway, but when I do, I don't want to hear a different ringtone from what I'm hearing on my phone. You know what I mean? I wish that it would be the same across the line, just like it is, just like you can make it on your iPads and stuff. I think we should be able to do that on Apple Watch. Just having that one tone for ringtones and text alerts or whatever alerts. I don't know. It gets boring after a while. I mean, yeah, they did change it. I don't know how long ago, but still, at least give us like 5 to 10, different options. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Not a plethora of and not a plethora of different ones. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, it's cool that we still have the old ones from like iPhone 4 days, iPhone 5 days, but I think those are getting old too. So take those away and give us new ones.
Yeah, let me read this
You can do it
question
every year, but every other year or every 2, 3 years, yeah, I think that's what we deserve.
yeah, let me read the question, then we could continue to the whatever's remaining next year. So he says, Michael Pepper Tech, I'm looking forward to the Nothing Phone 3, having used the Nothing Phone 2A, which is using a mid-range chip when they throw in a high SoC camera and they will up there with the pixels. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's gonna get better. And for me, my anticipation and my gripe with what is coming in the future is foldables. As much as you pay for those, you don't get the best hardware, meaning cameras and stuff like that. I mean, if you pay that much money, you might as well get the best. Why they have limitation? I just don't get that. Anybody could answer that because it just baffled my mind. I'll leave it open to anybody want to answer. Go ahead. Don't be shy,
Okay.
fellas.
Can y'all hear me now? Is it better?
It's the same.
It's still
Okay,
the
do me a
same.
favor. Leave and come back. Maybe that might fix. Come back to the
Okay.
stream,
Well, let me let
and
me
then
Makes.
let
maybe
me.
that might fix it. Oh, go
Did you
ahead,
see
Mark.
Michael Pepper? Did you see Michael Pepper's thing? He said, make sure you're not in voice isolation on your AirPods on your device.
Oh
He
yeah,
said
thank you
go
for
to the
that.
middle one. Yeah. So as far as folds, like yeah, I think we were also talking about how um, one of the reasons people would usually choose Android was to save money, and now given their strategy of offering something at every price point, they've exceeded even like a maxed out 15 Pro Max price point with the folds. When the folds first came out, they were like $1,800 something starting. So
Yeah,
I mean, you
the highest
figure,
was 22, but go ahead.
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like, what's a brand new one cost right now? Still almost 2,000, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
brand new.
between 17 to 18, but we got to factor.
Damn.
In the United States, we got taxes, so therefore we got to add that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
talking
So I
about the
mean, if you
initial
ever
cost.
there I go again. I mean, if someone has already bought two folds, that's a Vision Pro right there.
I honestly,
Exactly.
I
Go
You
ahead.
honestly,
can walk around with it at least, at least personally. Again, like just I don't know.
yeah,
It's strange.
I honestly want to, and I don't know if this is possible anymore, but I want to see prices go down again.
For
I
sure,
feel
across
like,
the board.
yeah, yeah. And that's not even for Apple devices, but Apple and Android, because honestly, like, I don't know. I mean,
For the ingredients.
yeah,
Yeah,
not everybody can afford these phones.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think honestly, it's just getting too crazy. I mean,
Oh, good
And that's
point, Michael
who
Pepper.
wants to pay? Who wants to pay almost 3,000 now for a phone? Nah, I'm all
for
set.
well, just for novelty. Just for novelty, like it's. I mean, foldables aren't new now, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
They've kind of matured. I'm personally surprised with how reliable, durable most of these have been able to be, given that.
I mean,
And then I forget where they're like 3, 4,
Yeah,
5 generations in.
and
Yeah,
I mean,
but
and I
go ahead.
mean, sorry, I keep interrupting, but
No,
Um,
go ahead. Go ahead.
honestly, dude, if I'm gonna pay a certain price, I better get what I'm paying for. You know what I mean? And that doesn't even go for just hardware. Hardware, software, everything. You know,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna pay for a gold bar, I want that gold bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me read this comment quickly before we continue. It's crazy how
Oh yeah.
foldables in other countries are cheaper. So,
Well, because
Yep,
they don't have to pay the import tax. We have to import them over here,
well, that's true.
and they it's probably in addition to doing that is why you're able to charge an additional premium on top of that, because they're not just passing on like, oh, here's what it costs me to do it, but also because I'm the only one doing it, here's my additional markup on top of that.
exactly.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Noble, to see if it's working.
You're yeah.
Okay, I switched microphones to a regular microphone. Is it still doing it?
Sounds a
What you
little
think,
better.
Mark?
You're still kind
It's
of
better.
Does
Yeah, that's not
can you hear
better.
me better now? Does it
It's
sound better?
it sounds
so.
there was no change when you did that. There was no change.
Yeah, go ahead. You
I
can
don't think
explain it
we're
better, Mark.
Let me
I don't
try
think
something
your
else then.
input. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I agree with Mark.
Still the same?
Oops.
Yeah,
Because
I need
I
to get a
expected it to get louder
microphone.
when he moved it to his mouth, but nothing changed. So your laptop's not listening to you. Are you on laptop or
I'm
tablet?
no, I'm actually using an iPhone.
Huh.
That's weird. I used my iPhone
Yeah.
before on live streams.
I'm using an iPhone
We've all had
14 Pro
problems though.
Max.
I had just had some today. Tech for your
Yeah,
needs.
true.
Yeah,
Gosh, show
yeah,
some
I've tried
sympathy.
all. I'm a,
I'm just kidding.
That's tech for these for you.
But
oh,
here's
you
another
can.
just example too for even within an ecosystem there can be problems because we're not using Apple streaming software, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
the smallest thing can break even the best ecosystems end user seamless experience. There it is, just right here.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Very.
also a lot of people talking about that. I want to harp on that for a minute, if you don't mind. While
Yeah,
Mr. Noble try to fix his audio, people told me that Google doesn't have an ecosystem. I said they did many years ago, and they still have it. This software and this hardware, the software ecosystem is the Google suite. You know,
yeah.
I mean, they might not have
It's all
it
DOS,
behind the
like
scenes.
Apple does, but
Gmail, and you get my point.
Yeah. Well, mostly for them, they only care about harvesting our data. That's what they give a shit about.
But every
yeah,
company's like that. Without data, there's
No,
no
I know,
company.
but that's one of the things to where they're like, yeah, get this on as many devices and as many companies as possible. We don't care. We don't care about providing a quality. It just
right,
needs to be good enough for them to harvest data.
right.
They don't care about what the UI is or anything like that. They don't care.
But if you think about it, and I'm not, I hate saying this, but I'm gonna give a little credit to Apple. I know you're gonna be happy because you jump in for joy. But what Apple care because Apple uses a tactic. It's called psychology. If I do things right, if I eat people's mind, they'll come back. It's the first company in mobile that ever people slept for a phone. For
And they
me,
and they
this is
care about the
objects.
people.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And they care about the people. I feel like Apple is one of those companies that um listens to their people.
But they
Um,
can't because of
Yeah.
this. Let's be real for the money, because that's why they do things
But
like
here's
that. People
yeah.
have slept
All
on
they
the
have to
phone.
do
I'm not
is
sleep on the phone outside. It's object. But
they
go
just have
ahead.
to be they have to be the best regardless of how low that bar already is.
okay,
That's where that is. And by even just being them like that, what's that Fast and Furious quote? It doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. They'll get the first place trophy, the first prize, and the prize money that comes with that, i.e., charging a premium for their products and their services and customer support for the longevity of the product. Anytime that
right.
you call, we could all get free tech support. It's all
Mm-hmm.
included, and it's pretty good.
Yes, just saying hi to Tex Wiz. But yeah, it's true. But every department, every company got a psychology department, and they work on that. And in today's day, we live on data. Data has to be. Without data, there's no company, because data tell you what it's there to do. It also gives you the monetary value. Without that, you don't know what to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What else is coming at the end of the year? Tablets is coming pretty soon. What else is coming? Foldables and whatever
Hopefully,
else.
redesign iPad Pro with OLED for the first time.
Yeah.
It's if you've seen the CAD renders, it's barely big enough to fit a USB-C port on it. This thing's gonna be. It's like almost the actual USB-C port, like two ports stacked on top of each other, is about to be that thin. It barely fits one. Crazy. I can't wait. And accessories too.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know the newer televisions are actually slimmer. The bezels and the frame is actually slimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can y'all
Maybe
hear me?
MagSafe. So yeah, so possibly you're a little low, but yeah, I can still make out what you're saying. So maybe MagSafe, which would mean a glass back. Glass is heavy. Usually, glass is pretty heavy. I wonder if they're going to stick with aluminum or if they're going to do titanium, because that's we've talked about it with Vision Pro too. In using titanium is heavier than aluminum, but you can get away with using less.
I just thought of something else that
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll read this comment.
that honestly all these companies should invest in is the anti-glare screens. I mean, whether
No,
it be
Samsung
Yeah.
started.
yeah,
Samsung
that's what I'm
started.
saying. Whether it be your phone, your laptop, whatever. I mean,
Your watch,
a lot
everything.
of a lot of us use our products, even laptops and stuff outside. So, I think the anti-glare screen is gonna help. I mean, yeah, there's screen protectors and stuff like that, but I think having it into the phone, like Samsung, I mean that just blows me away. So I'm really hoping for that. Um, wa- Watches included.
Yeah, let me read this comment. So I don't want to, disregard the audience either. If you're part of the replay crew, don't forget to like. I'm gonna have everybody description, social media. Let's continue. So let me read this comment. The only device that Google needs to compete in ecosystem is their own laptop. However, I don't see one coming anytime soon, if ever. So what y'all think about that question?
I think a Google netbook, like is something like the MacBook Air that just came out, like a 15-inch, just a nice streamline from Google. So they iron out all the kinks that would come with it. And because here's the other thing, what's the incentive for them? If you're already using a Google account, then they already have your data. Why would they want to take less of a profit and reinvest that, even if it is for their own long-term benefit? It's strange. You would think that they would be like, because of greed, you would want to be greedier. But if it's already a low effort or something that's already working, but like a Google netbook 16 inch, something to compete with the MacBook Air, I think could do great.
Well, they have the
They're not
Google
motivated.
Chrome. Remember the Google Chrome back in
Barely.
like 7
The
years
Chromebooks?
ago, I think it was. There was like
Well, here's the
1400.
thing.
Remember?
Yeah, one of my cousins, it does sort of like a IT. He like checks out laptops for. I don't know if he's still over at Google or like a contractor. They hire companies like to help him out and stuff. So he kind of supports IT department to check in and check out and repair laptops, things like that. They've been using the
gotcha.
same Chromebooks. He says they use all Chromebooks, and they've been using them for years, and they get pretty. They can take a beating, which I guess is good. I mean, I haven't personally seen them, but that's all he do, and that's all that they use.
Oh, take walls. Whoa. But anyway, to the thing, it's just, I'm going to go to a new topic. When he come back, we'll go back to it. So, oh no, he's coming back. So let me have him talk.
Yeah, sorry. I accidentally swiped this. I swiped the screen down to refresh. But yeah, they'll keep using them until they actually fall apart. So
Yeah.
And also, that's why I think they're becoming popular, because kids in schools and all that gets more cheaper, cost effective. But I want to talk about a new subject that we haven't talked. So we're talking about anything's coming. What's up with the AirPod? Not the Pro. What's it called? The Max, whatever,
Max?
the big one. Yeah.
I hope they do a full overhaul. But the last time that we heard whispers about that, all they're going to do is put USB-C in it. and then we'll be very lucky if they get new colors. But I hope that's not true. I hope that that's not just that. Lossless would be great. A better cable would be great. An on-off switch, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we're asking too much. A lighter material. You guys think they'll still stick with stainless steel if they were to redesign or change something? Titanium, maybe?
Yeah. I think honestly having, if we're talking about like having a cheaper option, having something
Plastic?
like, yeah, not even plastic, but
Well, I mean, like AirPods are plastic and they sound great, but yeah.
That is true. Yeah,
if they're just gonna do USB-C, I know people will pull the trigger, but
maybe not like.
I don't know if that's enough.
Like a stronger plastic, maybe. I think would be cool. And
so
again,
AirPods Max Lite.
Yeah.
AirPods Max SE. AirPods Max Air.
I do have to say though, your opinion about on and off switch, I agree. I think we definitely need that. I'm honestly.
I mean, this thing doesn't even have it. Yeah. Vision Pro doesn't even have it.
I'm honestly shocked. I don't know. I mean, next thing you know, it's gonna disappear on iPhone. Like, I really hope that's not the case.
I think maybe, yeah, because I can turn, for example, with Vision Pro, I can go in, or I can tell the assistant, right, the virtual assistant, to restart the device, for example, when it's buggy. So there is a way to do it to physically shut it down, but But for the AirPods Max, I think it has to be. You don't have a choice other than maybe a hard restart, but. It's always on, essentially. Yeah.
Now, I have a question that I want to harp on this for a little while, if you don't mind. Do we need to have a yearly cycle on every device? Because the tablets. What about the Max? They're not yearly? I mean, what is the benefit if it's 1.1?
I said the same thing.
There's two benefits that at least from what I can see. So, when every time in the tech community, everyone asks, should I buy now or should I wait? Should I buy now or should I wait? Well, if you're budget conscious, the longer you wait, the better, the more use you get out of something you've already spent, right? But no matter when you're going to pull the trigger, you're almost always assured that you're going to get the best that's available at the time that you buy. So fast forward a little bit longer too, we're able to get, and not just from Apple, from everybody, able to offer annual upgrades. That does two things. One, for the consumer, I know that whenever I'm going to buy it, I'm going to get the best. Two, for the company, we'll have we'll have a brand new offering to compete with the rest of the market in any space, maybe even twice a year. Because you do, like, for example, so far, not yet this year, but a spring event, the same product in a different color. Fall colors and spring colors. They do it for clothing all the time. It's even outside now that tech is like fashionable. I'm saying, like, accessories.
Yeah, let me get my take because I want to go a little bit further before y'all continue because I didn't explain it. For me, I say every 2 years, every other year. For me, that's it. I mean,
but they're gonna. Oh no! I thought your question was, should companies offer annual upgrades for every device? I think that's what they want eventually, is because they're not gonna be able to afford not to compete and stay relevant. The same reason that everybody already drinks Coca-Cola, right? But we keep saying their ads everywhere. Their theory is the second we stop advertising is the second that people will start forgetting about us. So market relevancy, especially with the ability to put ads and content everywhere that anybody looks on any screen that they have, or on someone else's screen, or a billboard, or a transparent TV at your local store if you're just walking down by your Starbucks. We're already bombarded as it is.
I personally agree with Tech Fionizo because, like, okay, imagine you buy, the newest phone a couple of months later after it comes out. Okay, that's only going to give you half the year or whatever to enjoy that product.
Right. But that's on us.
And
like,
I see
what you're saying. No, I know, but they're going to squeeze it. We want to give our money to them anyways, right? It's our hobby. This is what we chose. But even still with that, imagine every year being worth it to upgrade. How about that?
Okay, yeah, give me a second. Oh yeah, that's fine. If you could come back, it's fine. If not, then it's fine, Mr. Mobile. But let's continue. I'll say one thing. For me, is let's just go because we're in United States. Now let's just talk about where we at too, because that's also
Yeah.
taking place. Region, places, and country. We are got the luxury that we could do the yearly program in installment payment plan, and that's why people get it. If you ask
Yeah.
my family, I'll bet 95% of them don't pay up front. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm thinking from the company standpoint, as I understood the question, should like are we headed there, or what's the incentive for for products to come out every year? I think would be to maintain market relevance. So for sure, we saw for example, the transition to Apple Silicon, that did hit some snags and a couple of bumps in the road, but it does seem that even with the leaks and rumors being delayed or this and that, I mean, just by the example that right now Vision Pro has an M2, not an M3, and that it does seem that they were barely now, I think, with the laptops, since we just got laptops and then just got laptops again before with the M2 Mac Pro and Max, right? That they are aiming to do that, which somebody like Apple, by integrating vertically, can do it, and they want to get their best tech even better and get it out to even to wow us again. And it does seem like I think with super cycles with iPhone, they'll do a redesign for surface level for people who want what looks new. Then there's the spec bump for the people that are like, oh, it just looks different. It's the internals are the same, to get the every 2-year person. And then with the third would be camera upgrades to get someone like, oh, there's not really camera improvements or spec. So it seems like they're already doing that to get the every 2-year, every 3-year. And it is apparent by how Apple will say, hey, compared to the iPhone 11, this thing's incredible. The 15 on the camera from the 11, if you pay attention to shout out BTZ, Brian Tong, on the last Apple Park interview that he did when he rode around with the golf cart, which was an amazing idea. Shout out to him. Yeah. They kept every single, and of course Apple's careful. It's more or less rehearsed practice. They kind of know what they're going to say. They all ignored the 13, the 12, and basically right about then, the 14, 13, and 12 were ignored. So by looking back, and they did the same thing with Apple Silicon. Oh, compared to the 2016 MacBook Pro, now with Apple Silicon, it's 5 times as fast. So they're already sort of doing that.
Why don't y'all read that, if you don't mind?
Go ahead, Taylor.
No, go ahead, Luis.
Okay, so I'll read it again anyway. It doesn't matter. If I find it in my... Okay, he said, which one is... Oh, and I lost it now. Oh, if they went to every other year, then do you buy the year-old device and wait a year, then you ready? Or upgrade in between? I will... that's a... I'll buy when it come out because I'll have the longevity. I have him for 2 years. But also, you could do the same thing because I have my XR forever. Only reason that I changed my XR, if I would have rocked it right now, because my audio got messed up, the speaker to talk. I could replace that, but I didn't want to replace it. So I don't know. For me, I think it's better for my pocket, but I understand the question was directed, like Mark said. So Marc Sequence is correct on his answer.
Thank you, man. Shout out. Yeah, that becomes something for the individual. It would be neat to. I mean, like I was always tempted, even by, like I said, something as simple as a spring refresh, where I'm like, oh, I wonder what the color is going to be. Or, I mean, I think we, especially us, as the the exceptions to the rule, the minority of the minority, we stand to benefit because we love this stuff. So we're always gonna, what's the newest thing? What's the latest thing? What did they change? What did they add? So better overall.
Yeah, so let me read this one. All smartphone OEMs should consider moving to every 2-year upgrade, in my opinion, or 1.5 until we get closer to 6G telephony and camera sensors and blah, blah, blah changes. Yeah, I don't know.
That's just for us. Don't forget that the same way car makers don't stop making cars, even if they're iterative or not, is that people are getting their licenses to drive daily. There's a brand new driver on the road. There's a brand new cell phone user, regardless of they go Apple or what have you. So there's people coming of age to drive, people coming of age to get their own smartphones all the time throughout the calendar year. So that's they mostly care about getting new customers in. If they can steal some from somewhere else, better. If they can keep what they already have, they don't really care. We're kind of, something with the ecosystem that keeps us from switching because it costs us too much at this point to switch away from them. But they're all going after the new consumer, the new person who has their license, someone who just got their first part-time job, with a work permit, so they have their own money for the first time ever. That's where I think they don't want to lose their competitive edge. They don't care about us. They know we're going to buy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you made a good, valid point. But, I was just thinking out loud, because, I like to think outside the box. And the thing is for companies, and we going back, because we talking, we already talk about what's coming and everything. So give my last, 20, because when I stay here to 8:30. If you got the psychology, and I harp on this, and the human behavior, and you know how to do that, your company going to succeed. Because if Apple does, everybody follows suit. And, because we have payments, nobody care about the payments until Apple did it. So I'm giving an example. And as much I hate doing this, because I got this, I love the ecosystem, but I prefer the actual OS of Android. I don't know why I'm a Pixel head person. I have the Nexus 5. But, other than that, I like the iPad. But for me, it's a hard slope because, I know they do it yearly because they need to keep up, and for the new people and all that, and strategy and marketing, and people have slipped for objects, which I'll never do that because they object. I'll never. Let's keep it PG, but you get my point.
Yeah. I mean, the beautiful thing is that we have that choice, and whether we want to follow our budgets or even have a budget at all. I mean, I don't have a financial, expert person. Maybe I should, but even they want money. So, but for example, to answer Michael Pepper's question, if there's no iPhone 16 this year, me who already has a 15 Pro Max, again, I'm the wrong person to ask. I would get a 15 Pro. I was just talking about it last week in our chat that we have, where I'm like, I want, right now I have the 15 Pro Max in natural, and I just caught a glimpse at a white titanium, and it looks good. I would just buy another one. I've done it before.
And I mean, I've
it has to be new for me.
I mean, I've honestly seen people that upgrade their phone to, let's say, a 15 Pro to a Pro Max, like
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
I honestly, I mean, yeah, I get it, Michael, but everybody's gonna upgrade when they need to.
Exactly. Yeah. Sharkfin just said it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Not gonna wait, but if you can, you should, because again, don't forget that when these new devices come out, the older ones get cheaper. So
that too. So now stacking that on top, let's say someone just bought, I don't know, a circular saw at their local hardware store, right?
Yeah.
Brand spanking new off the shelf. Whatever, 3 weeks after the return window comes out, the next version comes out because there was a breakthrough in technology. Now, should companies hold back technology or upgrades, no matter how iterative, for fear of, we feel bad for our customer. They just bought the last version, or we want to give our competitors a chance to catch up. They're not going to do that, and there's no reason for them to, especially if they can get, like how you said, the faster. Like, let's say everything was an annual upgrade or even 6 months upgrade, then the rate of the waterfall trickle down discounts, the 14 getting cheaper, the 13 getting cheaper, the 12 getting cheaper, that's going to accelerate too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what happened to your Vision Pro, but it's fussy, the visual.
Yeah, so I'm tracking my water, and I forgot to add this 12 ounces of water. So when I hit it, I reached my goal, and it did a little 3-dimensional spatial celebration of confetti. So it was cool.
Oh, good. I get your point, because I mean, 100% you illustrated the best point, Mark, because they're not going to the customer that have the device. They're going for the new customer that's coming in. I mean, that's understandable.
I want to steal your customers. Yeah. Like if you were Google and you were Pixel and I'm out, or, if we're all competing, why would I let you guys catch up? Or if I'm behind? Why would I behind? Why would I? Even if
Yeah,
I'm
go
ahead, I want your
ahead.
customers. I want your lunch.
True. Go ahead, Taylor. I want to hear your opinion if you don't mind.
Yeah, Taylor.
No, I,
Yeah,
I I agree. I agree. And I mean that's basically how things go. I mean,
Hmm.
we all see it on a daily with um software, even like
Yeah.
one
Oh yeah.
company does one thing, the next is gonna follow, the next is gonna follow, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like that's just how it is. um
hmm
but yeah, I mean, as far as like how often, again, I'm gonna say I think every 2 to 3 years. um but that's just me.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to adjust that, especially now too, with how much better, cheaper, harder, better, faster,
Yeah,
stronger. Again, which is hopefully a net positive, especially with more like environmentally
yeah,
friendly initiatives. Like we found, so a great example of this would be Tesla. I mean, people
yeah,
who
yeah,
I wasn't planning on selling mine to begin with, but like the fluctuation of price, like, oh, the price cuts now they just devalued my Tesla. Like it's a depreciating asset. They're not investments, period, to begin
right,
with. And
right,
if you weren't going to sell anyways, or if you were like, then that's up. Maybe you do need some financial advice. But yeah, that same way to where it's like, even still today, people don't know that the most popular EV is more or
exactly,
less affordable, or more affordable than the now average price of a new car. Period. It's like
right,
about 30 grand or so if you qualify for the tax credits, which are now
right.
point of sale credits. You can get it off the sticker price. You don't have to wait until next year's taxes, which is
Hmm.
more than a year away, right?
Hmm.
Or about, yeah, a year away now. To be able to get a card that instantly makes all gas stations optional. Like,
Yeah, let me read this comment quickly. I don't want
I'm
to
actually
disregard
gonna
that.
hop off. Tech Fee Needs.
all right, man.
I
Okay,
gotta
cool.
go. But thank you for having me. Uh, Everybody who came in the chat, appreciate you guys. Mark, I will talk to
Woo!
you soon. Um,
Yeah,
might not be tonight, but maybe tomorrow. Uh,
gotcha, man.
all right, guys. See you guys later.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna stay here to 8:30 if you don't mind, Mark. Yeah, I want to the
Hmm.
average. What is okay? The average consumer buy what they need when they need it. Did I read that one? Am I reading the
Hmm.
wrong one?
No, that's the right one.
Okay, that's the right one. Oh, and okay.
Yeah, and
Don't
the
even know
consumer
or
stands to
hear
benefit
about.
with that.
Yeah.
The most cutting edge specs. Yeah, what we as long as the company doesn't drag their feet when they want to put a new product out. I mean, because if they don't, the rest of the market is going to eat them up, right? It's if you have an inferior
Mhm.
product, it's going to
True.
lose. It's going to disappear from the shelf and get replaced with something else. So anytime someone wants to go buy whatever it is, a new pair of shoes, a chainsaw, a screwdriver, an iPhone, a laptop, a belt, it's you would stand to benefit that these guys are trying to get the best in belt technology, or the best in whatever, or new materials, or hey, there was a breakthrough with this thing, so now books are even bookier. However.
So now, since I know that I'm harping too much on the psychology, but that's very important, and I want to talk up a little bit more if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, objects, right?
Yes.
Object for me. Why somebody need to put their worth and go to sleep hours and hours and weeks and to get this phone when back in the day. And yeah, we've done it with other industries, but this is a phone related niche. So I'm not going to talk about sneakers
Yeah.
so close.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
If you like a company, it's fine, but I'm not going to
Right.
bash any other company. I say every company got pros and cons, and they fit the needs, take for your needs, of the
Yeah.
person that is needed for that. You see, but it's fine
For
if you
sure.
go to Android and Android's working for you. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, you less." You know what I heard, and this has been proven. They did research and everything, and girls says, "Ladies, I will never date a person because of their phone of Android because they inferior." That don't make no type of sense. But go ahead.
No, not to say that it's right, but it is a real thing, at least for how. I mean, that's psychology and truth in marketing, media. There's
Correct.
entire. You can go to college and they teach full courses about how to make your product seem the best, whether or not it is the best. To it's lifestyle now.
Exactly my point.
So
Go ahead.
everything, even without the Apple logo, say when you see a Ferrari logo, right? It's exclusivity. It's cool. It's flashy. That same deal for someone like, oh, you don't have an iPhone, or oh, you don't have this, or it's not the new one, or at least a relatively new one. And it could go not just surface level, but from subconscious. The same way like that green bubble thing pops up. Like, it's like, oh, whoa, you don't have an iPhone? But they might mention it, they might not. But yeah, I wonder how, for example, if it'll get better or worse. I mean, again, the backdrop of like mental health awareness, and especially since the pandemic, where a lot of people have kind of been checking in with themselves and how like spending habits, and with shutdowns or people who got their hours cut and laid off, kind of more paying attention and becoming budget conscious. We would hope that with advancements in technology and them able to go from 2 years or every 1 year or even 6 months, that they to stay competitive, to not keep all of those savings to themselves. If they could also pass those down to us, that would be ideal. But I mean, hopefully we'll see. I'm curious to see how the rest of this tech season, how we get the first half and second half. We're about
that's why
halfway
I
through the
wanted
first
to
half
get
right
into
now.
that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see because as far as even like AI has been exploding. There was like one that came out, and I'm watching it on YouTube, and it's like, oh, it came out last week, and then tomorrow was like, hey, remember that thing from last week? Well, it's old now. Here's the newer one from this other company that's 3 days ago just came out, and it's the new AI king, or whatever programmer, software engineering, ChatGPT like assistant. It's what a crazy time.
Yeah, but a crazy time. I mean, I'm glad. And just we talking about last half and the new half. What is the most thing you anticipate? I mean, I already said mine is iPad, but you said Vision
Yeah.
Pro. And
But
why you-
both, yeah. Like, well, I mean, for like as far as the next product would be for sure the Pro iPads with all the redesign, and see like why should we get one, or anybody? Why should anyone upgrade? Why should anyone buy an iPad for the first time or move over from Android? That, and then also with what they're going to bring to Vision Pro that already exists. That's what I would want to see too.
So I'm gonna say something with the iPad that a person asked me, the software is not there in the iPad like it's supposed to. I said, okay, iPad's not trying to be a computer. It's not trying to bridge the gap. But there's one thing. When you're in the iPad, are you in the software or you live app by app? You're in the app, meaning, for example, it's an app-based software, meaning you open the app Twitter, you open whatever app you work in. You don't go and be, okay, let me just live in the software, because the software is outside of the apps. What can you do? Yeah, you could do split screen, stuff like that. But mostly in the phones and tablets, is a app ecosystem. You live through apps. Am I correct or am I wrong in that statement?
No, you're 100% correct. And if you've seen one thing that I love, and again, glad that we are talking about it, which is the subject that we're on. The best iPad is Vision Pro so far, and the only reason that someone would win first place is they just have to be just a little better than. Oh man, I moved my screen. Hold on, there we go. All you would have to do is better than the whoever's in number 2. So as long as Vision Pro can be 1.1 times as good as an iPad, meaning just one iPad can only be one iPad, right? Like it's just one iPad by itself. The second it gives you the functionality of 2 iPads, 3 iPads, 4, 6 iPhones. The value there is tremendous. And one of the reasons where we were always wondering for the longest time, what the hardware is so good on iPad, but iPad OS this, iPad OS that. They need to do this. Why can't we function this? And LiDAR on the iPad, what for? The roadmap that we didn't see at the time that we see now was Vision OS. So Vision OS, they're forward thinking. It's incredible that it exists today. It's something that we can get. Again, if you make bad financial decisions like I do, but that it allows you to step in, either to be as immersed or not disconnected or fully connected to your world. So like, for example, I was able to walk around, go to the kitchen, get some water while I was here with you, or I'm able to move rooms and just take my entire setup, which is already being worn on my head, and move, just effortlessly like this. So for me, it's what you can do with the hardware and software together. And my personal favorite, of course, has been something like this, like wearable tech, livable tech.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think that's the next thing. I think all this is gonna not disappear. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic.
No, not at least not for a
disappear,
long time. Yeah, they're still
but
very
wearable
useful.
tech is the next iteration for me. And
Yeah.
some people argue, and I'm like, listen to them, but then I'm like, you got valid points to a certain degree because you don't have the device, you don't haven't lived with it, and some people say, oh, it's too expensive. I don't think the Vision Pro is expensive because of the
No.
actual hardware. I mean,
The value that you're getting from it. Yeah.
and people argue
And
with me, no, it's too expensive. But it's too expensive because it's too expensive for your pocket. But I don't think it's expensive because,
yeah.
Let's go back. Apple Watch, the first one, the
Mhm.
gold one, 18K.
Oh my God. Yeah. $10,000, $15,000. That's crazy. And it didn't do anything like on the tech side. It was the same. Spec for spec. It was flashier. It was cooler. It was in music videos. Rappers and celebrities, had it, but it was the same
It was
product.
a 1.0 device. We didn't do nothing. The Vision Pro came more advanced. I'm not
Yeah, for
defending
sure.
it, I'm just saying.
No, I could. Yeah. What you just reminded me how you were saying, like, for example, people think Apple is not the most. Maybe with Vision Pro now they are, but let's set that aside. For iPhones, iPhone is not the most expensive phone that you can get. It would be the folds, and then I think you can even go up from there if you want to bling it out. But to answer your other question of why we're able to, if you remember with the iPhone 10, the first $1,000 iPhone. And that was them testing the market, and the market said, give it to me, let me have it. I'll take 2, I'll take 3 of them. We want all of them. Give me, right? So one thing that made it easier is to break that up into 20 payments, 24 payments, 30-month. Like, for example, the 12 Pro Max, the Pacific
In
Blue.
USA,
That one, it was
because
a 30. Which one in the US?
Yeah, because when we talk, people might be like, "Oh, we cannot do that." So I'm going to just clarify.
Can't-
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
just making
but-
sure that you put the USA in there. Go
But
ahead.
you mean like carrier? Wait, so you can't do carrier financing outside of the US?
No,
I feel
some
like you
people
should be
got to
able
pay
to.
outright. I did my research. Some people got to pay outright.
Oh, what?
Some countries, yeah. That's why I keep saying
So then-
USA.
Right, but I mean, so your question earlier is why would someone spend $1,000 plus on a device? Well, one, because they want to, but here you're able to break it up into like $50, $40, $35 chunks every month. That's one of the ways.
Correct.
It doesn't seem like that much because really, especially also when you first click on, for example, I'm with T-Mobile. When you click on T-Mobile, it's like, hey, get the new latest thing, zero money down, zero thing was just $30 or whatever, depending which memory that you get. That's one way that
I'm
they're
with
able
T-Mobile
to.
17 years, but go ahead.
The psychology, yeah, the same deal where it's easy. It's very, very easy to just put it in your basket and click agree, click buy.
What's it called? Entice.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. They want to remove all of the barriers. Any chance that you would say no or let me think about it, or it's classic sales move. Yeah, sales psychology.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. And I did my research about this a long time ago, and a lot of countries don't offer that. And it's sad because some other countries are more expensive than others. Like Canada is more expensive to buy the product. And I go for my friends, like, a bunch of Canadian YouTubers that say, sometimes we got to do that, and it's
You mean
sad.
for Apple products? Because they
In
have to
general,
pay the conversion, right? That's the currency side,
in
and then maybe
general,
tariffs, imports. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah. So,
But no one has to. No one has to, but you're free to do what you want with your money, right? But
True.
that's interesting. I didn't know that not every country, not every like cell phone carrier. Why wouldn't they? So I'm confused as to whether it's offered and people are choosing not to take advantage of it. Because another thing would be, at least for here in the U.S., not everybody will get approved because it's your own credit history or your own like budget or your own income, stuff like that. Because you do have to qualify.
Yeah, but also say you're already in the you already got qualified to work to be part of any carrier. So let me go slow and think what I'm going to say. So you got your feet in there. Say you still don't have good credit because something happened,
Yeah.
and your credit it didn't work out. But you've been with them 3 years, 4 years. You still could get it, but your down payment's going to be higher. But you're still able
Yeah,
to
the down.
still.
Yeah, because the I mean, for the most part, almost all of them, maybe they'll want more upfront, but it goes directly towards the cost. I don't. I mean, unless correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've
No,
been
you're right.
charged
No,
an
but it's still,
installment interest rate.
no,
Installment is
but
always
you're right.
0%. Yeah, 0%.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
then
But it's still.
what Shark? Yeah, what Sharkfin said too. That's another thing. I didn't pay cash for this thing. I used my. I had to bite the bullet because I hate reselling. I hate reselling for two reasons. One, everyone already is going to lowball you, and then two, the more niche something is, for example, how we love tech, right? Even when someone already knows that, because they know that everyone's going to lowball it and the new one's going to come out, they're still, it's just lowballing times two, and then tire kickers, and then potentially, especially over here, scammers or robberies and things that were happening, at least back when I was first trying to, it happened in two waves. I would say like maybe 10, 15 years ago. And then again, about 5 years ago with the pandemic, where people were setting up fake meetups to take either the money or the what they were going to buy from you in like in the Bay Area for like fake buys and scamming. So in order to not deal with any of that, and especially at least now, like to trade that in to avoid all of that, and then it's like if someone like us was going to get the new device anyways, like traded my laptop, traded my sold my PlayStation, traded the 2020 4th gen iPad Pro. I think we have the same 13-inch 4th gen iPad Pro. Yeah,
No,
so
got 11.
I
But
made
go
it work for me. Yeah, I made it work for me, and I love this thing. I've been using this thing more than my freaking. I've been using it so well that this thing did wonders for my screen time on my iPhone. Go figure. How ironic is that? That
Mhm.
on paper my screen time went down by having screens right up against my face.
Yeah. Well, any close remarks you want to say, because I don't want to go over 1 hour and 30 minutes. Anything you want to add? Anything? Are you planning to?
If you haven't done
to come
so, yeah. Yep. If you haven't, even if you're afraid of the itch, as Tech for Your Needs has mentioned, and also Taylor, you have to go try it. Even if you've tried AR before, there's nothing like Vision Pro. Go do the free demo. Ask all your questions over there. I think even after the demo, you can kind of like go over like the 20-minute, 30-minute, and just kind of keep, as long as the store's open, keep trying it out. It's amazing, dude. I love it.
Yeah, sometime this month I'll go try, and I could walk to the store. So if I could fit, the most is 15 minutes. So I'm good with
You'll
that.
have fun, man.
Yeah.
You'll have
Well,
fun.
thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. We'll talk in the chat, and where
Thank you
to
for having
find
me.
me and everything. So what I told people, if you're part of the Replay crew, don't forget to like, comment, do this wonderful thing. But that's it. Don't forget to stay techie. Bye, everybody.